The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are once again, another Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning in London at 1 a.m., 3 a.m. Israel, and it's 9 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan, and everyone is getting ready for breakfast, if not at work right now. Welcome to another edition of Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and we're going to be with you for the next hour. We're here every Thursday at this time, and of course, we invite all of you for the balance of the hour to stay with us. We have so much to talk about, a lot of talking conversation, and we'd like to get you involved in the show. We want to thank, again, as usual, all of our people who are with us every week at this time and spending time with us. You already know the meaning of the show and what the show is all about, but I want to take time to chat with the people who may be possibly new right now on the show. As the host of the show, I get things started by starting off a conversation. And with that conversation, we're going to linger on a bit. And while we're doing that, you can change up your conversation too. All you have to do is use your keyboard on your computer or your phone or even your tablet and write in whatever you want to talk about. Let your fingers do the walking. And we'll see what you have to say. There may be something important that you like to talk about. We'll discuss it all together. All you have to do is just let us know what it's all about. We entertain all of your thoughts and ideas and opinions, and because that's what the show is all about, free exchange of ideas and opinions. And a lot of you have them, and I really mean that. You're very vocal, and we would like to know about it. So get ready and just chime in anytime you like. You don't have to wait for any particular time to do this, by the way. You can do it right now as we speak. I will see you right there on the big screen, and then we'll talk all about it. Now, we are on two different platforms. You know, if you're just watching us for the first time, we're live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook. That's where we are right now. And any one of those forums will get you right there. And what we want you to do is tell your family and friends about what's going on here. And we'd be delighted to have them along too. All right. Then all you have to do is just let them know. And you can do that by cutting and pasting the platform that you're watching us on right now. Now, the Facebook people they call that terminology, I know, what's the terminology for that? They call it tagging. That's the word I was looking for, tagging. So that means cutting and pasting the platform that you're on right now and send it to as many or all of your friends as possible. You could do the same thing on YouTube. And by the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe to us. And the rest of you who are watching us on Facebook, after the show is over, you don't have to do it right now, but after the show is over, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to us. It's very important. We like to find out what it's like, how many people are following us, what the progress of the show is. And not only that, it gives you the opportunity to know that every time we come on live, now that you have subscribed to us and you're online at any time at all, you'll see an instant notification letting you know there's activity going on. And that could even be while we're on the air live. If not, it's something that we're doing outside of being on the air, such as posting a photo or a video. There's always something going on, and we'd like you to be part of that. And you get that instant notification to let you know. We're so glad to have you aboard with us. We want to let you know that we have other things that we do on the show in terms of interacting with you as well. We've got a feature called Sports Update, which you'll see coming up pretty soon. Brian Camp is our sports guy, and he's going to come along and deliver the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And you can check him out if you're watching us on YouTube. You'll see him come on the screen. He'll be right there. You'll get a chance to meet him as well. and you get a chance to ask questions if you like. Now, if you're watching us on Facebook, you won't get that same opportunity. We're not geared up that way for now, but you'll get that same opportunity of hearing him. You'll hear him, but you won't see him. Okay. So we'll have to deal with that for right now, at least. All right. But for you YouTubers, you'll see him right there. And if you have any specific sports related questions for him when he comes on, please get them ready and feel free because he'll be able to answer all of those questions that you may have. And of course, that's what we're looking forward to right away. Well, sports is coming up. Sports is here. We got the World Series coming along, but I'm not going to steal Brian's thunder. I'm going to let him talk about that when he comes on the air. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talkback Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Well, we're no longer on Instagram, but any other social media outlet or broadcast facility. So we have to put that disclaimer on because we own up to everything that we say and do on this show. Not that we do anything crazy here, but we like to be responsible of what we say because we're very opinionated at times and sometimes really opinionated. And we just let it out. And we want you to do the same thing too. You want to come on and say something and type it in right there and we'll talk about it. That's what the show is all about. Well, here we are. It's what do we have? The 23rd of Ak. And we're moving fast and furious on this month. It only seemed like yesterday it just bounced in, but it's almost over now. And before you know it, the holidays will be around. You have Thanksgiving coming up in just a few weeks. Then you have Christmas right after that, which will happen in December. And those are the things that are money making things. It's going to be interesting how people are going to be celebrating these holidays this year in view of what's going on as far as your expenses go and with the government shutdown and everything taking place like that. It's going to be interesting to see. But you know something, if you are able to do it, if you're able to go on with your holiday and spend it as you normally do with your family and friends, don't let that stop you. You know, if you have the means and you still want to do it, please, by all means, do it. But it'll be interesting to see anyway. Anyway, it is October, and I want to tell you guys who are out there that you can get your flu shots. This is the flu season now. All right. Everybody is aware of that. We're all aware of that. It's the flu season. Therefore, the flu vaccinations are available to you. I want to keep this rolling because I want you to understand that, you know, I think you should have done it earlier, but if there's any time to do it, it's right now. So if you're in your daytime area right now, go to your pharmacist after the show and get your flu shot. If you're nighttime someplace, get it tomorrow morning when you wake up or whatever. Now, some places will allow you to do is to walk in and just take it. And then some places will say, well, you know, we don't do it that way. We would like you to go onto our website and make an appointment. Well, we have that option and that luxury here in New York where we are. We can either walk in or make the appointment and do either one. Either way, you can do that. And by the way, when you take those shots, I also mentioned that the COVID shots is available. The updated COVID-19 shot is available too, should you desire to take that. And you can take both of those shots at the same time if you want, possibly in both arms, in the same arm. I don't know. I don't know how they do that. Those are the professionals. They know what's best for you, and they'll let you know. But if you desire to take both shots at the same time, the same day, feel free. It's safe, and you want to get it over with, all right? If not, you may want to take one at one time, and then maybe a week or two after that, take it another time. It depends on you. It depends on you. It can't hurt. Nevertheless, it's time to do it. This is the time to do it. The weather's getting more chilly and people are starting to bundle up in their coats. So that should give you a red flag up right there to let you know that the colder weather is up, except for the people on the other side of the world who still are getting ready and getting all riled up for the summer over there. You know, that's the way the world turns, and the world turns our way. This way is winter, the other way is summer. But nevertheless, on this side of the world, all right, flu shots are available, COVID shots are available, and I think it's best to take yours. And please, ladies and gentlemen, don't let anyone tell you if you so desire to take them. Don't let anyone sway you not to. Listen to your doctor. As a matter of fact, that's the best thing to do anyway. Make sure that you know that your doctor know that you're going to take it, and just do it. Other than that, the rest is up to you. That's your choice, whether you want to do it or not. Hey, all this month for the rest of the month, and I think we're coming up. We got one more week in this month before it's all over. But we're celebrating Filipino American History Month. That's what we're celebrating right now. And I want to let you guys know, if you're in the Philippine community, even if you're in the Philippines, because we're broadcasting there as well. If you're out there somewhere, we celebrate with you and allow us to do that. And you're celebrating the history here in America as well. So they may be situations going on in your community, like events, anything like that. Maybe you can go to the library or Google the history of the Filipinos and when they settled and how they settled and things like that. All of that. That's what's happening all this month. So we set that aside this time of the month for that. We also celebrate Polish American Heritage Month as well. And it's the same thing. If there are any community activities going on in your area, even in Poland, were they in Poland too? Yeah, Philippine and Poland, we're right there. All you have to do is have a good Wi-Fi and hotspot. That's what I got. Well, I put them all together. Wi-Spot. That's a good one. But nevertheless, we're celebrating that. And if there are any histories that you want to talk about Poland or Philippines, please feel free. Just type it right in there and share with us and share all of the events that may be happening, because they may be someone who are watching right now, may not know events that are taking place that you may know. And so you'll help out a lot. So keep that in mind. Want to draw your attention over this month to, it's still Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's right. So for all of you ladies and men, because men develop breast cancer too, I want you to be aware of that. A lot of you wear your pink ribbons or something pink to, I didn't get my ribbon yet. Eventually I will, but I still have the heart. I still have it at heart. It's still right here with me. That's why I'm telling you about it right now. And so if you know someone who's under the umbrella or who have survived breast cancer, and they're on the crusade to let you know about it, please listen to them and see what they have to say about it. And they're all ready, where you go, there are places in different hospitals and clinics that they may have group sessions where people who may develop breast cancer, and they could talk to people who have been there, and you could learn from them. That you absolutely can. So let's keep that in mind for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, summer is wrapping up, but still in some places, people are still barbecuing and picnicking and things like that. And that includes using the smoker or the pit, whatever you want to use. That the pit has the coal, right? So you have to rake your coals when you're all finished. The point is that when you're finished with all of that, make sure that everything is shut down, drown your coals, so that it doesn't produce a fire, because you don't want to leave a trail to follow you home to let you know that you have started a fire, and then God knows what will happen, so we want to keep that in the clear. So it's National Fire Prevention Month. It's also National Seafood Month. I spoke to someone today about seafood. Seafood I love. But this is a month set aside for that. If you like seafood, you don't have to have it any particular month. But that's what we're celebrating right now, National Seafood Month. National Boston Cream Pie Day. Yeah, oh, I love Boston cream pie. I haven't had it in a long time. I guess the next best thing is Boston cream donuts. I like those, but it's Boston Cream Pie Day. You can't make this stuff up. So maybe if you're in your favorite restaurant and you want to have a little dessert, you might want to consider that. Okay, that's happening just for today, but anytime at all, you can do that. And it's National TV Talk Show Host Month. Okay, and I'm glad to say that I am part of that. And so all of my friends in the TV industry who have podcasts, who have TV shows, we want to acknowledge you and wish you the best of the National TV Talk Show Host Day. And congratulations to all of you. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. And of course, we're going to be with you for the balance of the show to the top of the hour. A lot of you are probably at work right now, and if you are, stay tuned and keep your ear open. Concentrate on your work because that's what you're getting paid for. But at the same time, you can still continue to watch the show and be part of us as well. We've got a lot of things to talk about. So again, if you have anything in particular that you want to talk about, anything at all, we don't hold back anything here, but we just want to make things clean and diplomatic because we want to make this a family show. It's a family show where even younger people be able to watch it, as long as you're over the age of 15, or I'm sorry, make that, let's say 18, the legal age of 18, over the age of 18, then it's good. But under that, you may want to have a guardian, a parent or a guardian around you as you stroll through the internet. They should do that at all times anyway. But again, no one under 18 should actually be fooling around on the internet. A long time ago, they used to call it the worldwide, I don't know, the worldwide traffic or whatever it is. It's been so long. It's so long. But again, we thank you so much for being along with us. And right now, it's 15 minutes past the hour right now. So that means we're going to go over to Charlotte, North Carolina now, because Brian Camp is over there. I think he's back from his trip. He was on the road last week, but he's back in Charlotte, unless he has some kind of surprise for us. I don't know. Brian, how you doing? Welcome.
Oh, I'm doing well. Can't complain. Back from Arlington, Virginia, after a short
That's right.
skit there. Wasn't there long, but I was there taking care of business and everything as well. So, but I'm here now. So,
Good, good.
yeah, yeah,
Well, it's almost that time.
yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on here. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on, and I tell you something. The sports has done it. I mean, politics was the biggest thing that they, you know, been going on for the news this week and for like the last couple of weeks with the shutdown of the government. But now I tell you, it's a lot of people might be getting in a lot of trouble, and I mean a lot of important people. So what I'm about to say. This is not coming from my mouth. This is coming from the news media. Okay, so let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in your time zone around the world. I'm coming live from Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City of North Carolina. It is presently 61 degrees, very clear, very brisk day today. It was nice. Had a couple of errands I had to run to and deal with, but that doesn't stop me with sports. So, but let me get right to this here stuff here. First of all, the World Series is set tomorrow, starting at 8 o'clock in Toronto, Canada. Not in the States. They're going to start the World Series right here. No, right across Canada in Toronto. Not here, not yet. It's the Toronto Blue Jays against the Dodgers. Game one and two would be Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. and it's going to be on Fox. Games three, four, and five, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If it reaches a fifth game, we don't know yet, unless if there's a clean sweep, there will not be a fifth game. But games three and four and five, if necessary, will be in Los Angeles. That also starts at 8 o'clock on Fox. So whoever you're going to root for, I know who I'm rooting for. Okay. I'm rooting for I'm rooting for Toronto. Yes, I'm rooting for a Canadian team because I don't like the Dodgers. No, 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 no Dodgers, no Dodgers. So you know how I feel about them. But we're looking for exciting World Series as we get ready to get it going. So that's how the World Series is set. And the NFL is in full gear. Okay. The NFL got a Thursday night game, a special game between the Minnesota Vikings against the San Diego Chargers. That game is going to start in a moment. And in basketball, well, if you don't know by now, I'll tell you now. The Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, former Cleveland Cavaliers player and assistant coach Damon Jones have been arrested as part of a pair of wide-ranging investigations related to illegal sports betting and rigged poker games backed by the mafia. I don't want, to get in trouble, but yes, this is what, not coming from me, the mafia. Now, Billups and Rozier has been placed on leave from their teams. Billups is a coach. Rozier is a former Cleveland Cavalier player and assistant coach. So they've been replaced. They have been relieved of their duties for now. So we don't know how far they're going to be out, how long, but they've been put a leave of absence right now. Now, a total of 34 people were arrested as a result of the year-long investigation covering 11 states and involving tens of millions of dollars. FBI Director Kash Patel said law enforcement officials said the multiple charges involving the four mafia families and organized crime networks. So this is going to get big. It's going to get really, really, really big. So the investigation is going on, but they got some key names. Now, Damon Jones, let me say this. Damon Jones is also accused of giving LeBron James an injury report. Now, why is that so important? Why did I mention that? Well, because if you give a player, if this is true, this is everything is alleged. Everything is alleged. I'm not saying that that this is true, but everything is alleged. That's why is an investigation. Now, what it is now, um, the investigation is going to take a while. Now, the injury report is so important because it gives a player like LeBron James, if this is true, an advantage. This is how betting comes. This is how scandals are start. So we don't know yet, but this is big. This is big. Now, in the NCAA, college athletes have now been approved by rule change that allow college athletes and athletic department staff members to bet on professional sports. Now they're going into college students now. College, it was forbidden for many years that college students could not even get endorsement. They couldn't even be taken out. They couldn't get allowance. They couldn't get anything like that. Now they got this here new thing where that you could go and make money now, go to switch to different colleges. Now they said that now that they could bet on professional games. However, the athletes are not allowed to bet on NCAA college games. They could bet on, I'm going to say that again. They could bet on professional sport games, but they cannot bet on NCAA, which is college games. Now, despite the change, the NCAA emphasized that doesn't endorse betting on sports, particular for student athletes. So, excuse the French, what the hell are we teaching our young kids now? Are we teaching them to bet? Are we teaching them how to do illegal stuff now? Yes, betting is now illegal in some things that you can do. You get an app on your telephone, and you can punch in and bet a game. It's simple as 1, 2, 3. But illegal betting is totally different. I can't wait for this investigation to come out. I want to find out more about this. So there's investigation going on, but now it's so corrupt. Sports is becoming really corrupt now. We thought politics is horrible, but this is really something now. This day in sports, October 23rd, 1920, Chicago grand jury indicts Abe Attell, Hal Chase, and Bill Burns for what? The Black Sox scandal in 1919, when they took a bribe from the World Series in 1919. Shoeless Joe Jackson was clear, but he took part in it. Everything's about gambling. So back over 100 years ago, they had a big scandal in 1919 for the World Series. How ironic that I lead off on this day in sports that 1920, a Chicago grand jury indicts Abe Artelli, Hal Chase, and Bill Burns for the Black Sox scandal. There's going to be some more indictments. I can tell you that right now. 1945, Jackie Robinson signs a contract with the Montreal Royals, Major League, that's a minor league team of the Dodgers. But then it was the Brooklyn Dodgers. 1955, Dominican Professional Baseball League moves to winter play. 1963, New York Yankee named Yogi Berra as manager, replacing Ralph Howick, who becomes the GM. Remember last week when I said Yogi Berra resigned after the 1964 World Series? So he only managed 1 year? Who figures? 1964, Joe Frazier wins the heavyweight gold medal in the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. 1973, New York Yankee GM and President Lee MacPhail named as American League President. And 1993, the Toronto Blue Jays defeated the Philadelphia Phillies 8-6 in 6 games of the World Series to repeat as World Series champs. Paul Molitor was named World Series MVP. Birthdays on this date. 1869, John Heisman legalized the forward pass and the center snap from center, 1, 2, 3 hike. And his name is the Heisman of college football, which is college football highest award, was born in Cleveland, Ohio. 1931, Jim Bunning, Major League Baseball player, pitcher, Hall of Fame, U.S. Senator for Kentucky, was born in Southgate, Kentucky. Happy birthday, 1940, to the late Pele, soccer legend, scored 1,282 goals in 1,363 games, was born in Concordes, Brazil. 1962, Doug Flutie, NCAA college football Heisman. 1984, NFL quarterback, was born in Manchester, Maryland. 1962, Mike Tomczak, NFL quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chicago Bears, was born in Calumet City, Illinois. 1965, Al Leiter, Major League Baseball pitcher for the New York Mets and the Florida Marlins, or the Miami Marlins, because they switched their name, was born in Toms River, New Jersey. And happy birthday to Nick Bosa, was born in 1997, NFL defensive end for the San Francisco 49ers, was born in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a busy day in sports.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to go back. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed in the way sports are set up now. Like you say, all of this gambling, all this legal action is taking place, and players will get in trouble for it. And I only just wonder, and this is not really anything new because it's been around for years and years. It's just gotten worse. People think they can get away. It's another easy way to make a fast buck to supplement your income that you already have, which today these players are making much more money than the players when they played back in the 1960s and the 70s.
Yeah.
Like they're in the $1 million bracket. Their salaries back then they weren't. But I just wonder why these guys are well set. Why can't they just play the game and just stay out of trouble?
Listen, when sports has become so political, and I mean that seriously, when I say political,
Yeah.
you got politicians involved. There's a lot of money involved in professional sports, especially gambling.
Mm.
And for them to name the organized crime families, that is really serious. That's serious. And I don't want to touch that. I don't want to touch that. But I think that is going to be some names are going to be dropping. People are going to be called in. So that's where we are with sports. Sports is becoming legalized gambling. Like I said, you could have an app, a betting app on your phone, and you could just bet right on your phone how much you want. It's of course it's connected to your bank account.
Mhm.
So this is where we are with this.
It's just that I think about the kids who grew up to watch these guys, and these guys are supposed to be role models. And just like you said, what are we teaching the kids today? You know, I
Yeah.
mean, when an athlete goes out and do what they do, uh, the kids who look up to them watch them say, yeah, I guess if it's good for them, it's good for me. I can do the same thing. I want to be just like them. I remember the old saying, I want to be just like Mike. Although
Yeah.
Mike didn't really get into a lot of scandals. I mean, no more than the usual. But when you get to this point, kids are looking at that and they say, "Wow, there's money to be made. Maybe I'll become an athlete. Maybe I can do the same thing. Maybe I become a politician. Maybe I can do the same thing that they're doing in Washington. Do anything I want. You know?
But the danger of gambling, you know, gambling can lead to other problems as well.
Yeah,
You know,
sure,
you
sure.
get caught up with people in gambling. You know, it's a business that could really get you in some serious trouble if you when it comes to financially. And
Yeah.
you don't want to be at that part or that other end of it, so it's just very you got to be
Yeah.
very careful. But now with the college students now, come on, what's going on? It's where's the fun in sports? Everything is about money. When we watch a game now, we don't know if it's going to be rigged, if it's going to be real. I mean, we just don't know.
Hmm.
And I mean, this goes, and it's just not only happening now, but this happened back in 1919, what I just read.
Hmm.
1919 was the scandal.
Hmm. Yeah. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And I only wish, I mean, it's a pipe dream to wish this, but I only wish that players would just stick to playing baseball and basketball, whatever they do, and just stay out of, keep their nose clean. But, temptation comes along, and it just takes over, because
Listen,
like everything is about this now.
yeah. And if
Everything
and
is
if you
about
roll
this.
and if you roll the dice, how ironic when I say if you roll
Mm,
the dice, you could be on the wrong side of the law,
yeah,
and it may
yeah.
not end too well.
Yeah, it breaks my heart when I also see a player that got involved in drugs. I mean, okay, things happen. You're human, and you make mistakes like everyone else. But these guys, and I'm pretty sure they know. I don't have to tell them this. They know that they're in the spotlight 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they continue to be watched by everyone,
Yeah,
and they can't escape it. And when they do the things they do, it's not like you and I could do something like that and nobody will know about it.
exactly.
But these guys, they'll come out and do something like that, and it's out there. You could say, hey, maybe if they just do what they do, keep it under wraps, keep it at a down low, maybe it's okay. But there is no down low for them.
Yeah,
They're public
you're
people.
right about that. Yeah.
Well, anyway, what
Yeah.
do you think about the World Series? Well, I know who you're rooting for. You already said
The,
it. Do you
the
think that's
Toronto Blue Jays. I would like to see a good World Series. I like to see it go 7 games. This is going to be one of those special weekends where now all four major sports in North America right now, the NHL, the Major League Baseball, the NBA, and the NFL, are playing all on one day. You know,
Mhm.
it's amazing. This is the only type part of the year. It's only going to last for another week or so because the World Series starts. But you got four major sports in North America playing this weekend, and it's just a great feeling, and it's that time of the year, it's that time of the year where you got the New York City Marathon is coming up soon. They're going to
Yeah.
start changing the clock soon. So, this is the fun time of the year into the holidays.
The holidays are coming up, the major ones. This is going to be interesting to see how these holidays materialize for some people in view of what we're going through right now. But we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
We will
we'll see.
see.
Yep.
So, what's on the menu for tomorrow?
Tomorrow is 50-50. I might not be able to make it. Let's see what happens, and we'll take it from there. But I'll send you the information. If there's any change, I'll call you and let you know.
Sounds good because as I always say, we got you covered.
Yes, always. Yes, indeed.
Okay, we look forward. Hopefully, keep our fingers crossed. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If not, next week, right here.
Next week. Take care.
Take care. That's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update with the Sports Update. And of course, he's here each week at this time. He's always on the coffee hour, too. He was on for the past couple of weeks. There's a possibility that he may not be on tomorrow, but if he's not, um, listen, we've got it all covered. And sometimes he'll say, yeah, it's 50-50. We don't know. He won't know until the morning. And he usually gives me a call or let me know what's going to materialize or what's going to take place. However it goes, we take care of everything. We take care of each other right here. You're tuned to the Talk Back Live, and we're going to be here for the balance of the hour. And we hope that you stay with us. And again, I want to say hello to all of my friends on YouTube and Facebook who've come along with us. Thanks for allowing us to entertain you for the past few minutes that we've been here so far. We got a few more minutes to go. We got maybe about another 24 minutes to go before it's all over. But again, we thank you so much for being along with us. I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to be brief on it because we got to keep the show moving. But congratulations to all of the boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and all of you who participated in the No Kings protest. Someone has to take a stand somewhere because I've told you on this show, I even said it last week. You got to raise our voices. If you have a platform that you create, you know, you don't have to have a show like this. A lot of people have, and there's a lot of my colleagues in this business. They have uh, talk shows and podcasts and things like that, whether it's TV or on the internet or whatever it is, and they're voicing their opinions. You don't have to have a show to do that. Let me tell you something. What you can have is a cell phone that records videos, right? You hold it up to your face and you say what you have to say. It can be a minute, it can be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 12 minutes. I don't know. As long as you like, and you can get your point across. You don't even have to be famous, and you can get your point across. Now, that may make you famous after a while, depending on what you say and how you say it. But people are using their voices now. They're not laying back. And the no the no king the no king's protest was successful, regardless of what Pumpkinhead said. It was successful. He said there were hardly anyone showed up, but you have to look at, did you see those images from different cities all over the nation? Different cities, big and small cities, they were out there protesting, saying, we don't want no king, we're not going to have this king. And fortunately for us, there's only 34. It went down to 34. I'm sorry to say. No, I'm not sorry to say. I'm glad to say it went down to, his popularity went down to 34%, and there are going to be others. Now, this No Kings protest, the amount of people, which much, much more than the last one that they had before. And I have a feeling they're going to be more. As time goes on, they're going to be more. They're going to be more and more and more. The more you have to lay that pressure on. So again, if you have any means of communication with others, even if you have to buy yourself a bullhorn, open your window and blow it out the air, or like I said, if you have a cell phone and you want to record something and post it they have so many media sites that you can go to. Look at all the people who are watching on TikTok and people who are sounding off on TikTok. And these heavyweights, even on YouTube, right here on YouTube and Facebook, the same way, people are sounding off. So let your voice be heard. So congratulations to all the people who were out there and participated in the protests. And by the way, there were peaceful protests. I want to add to that. Very peaceful protest. And joyous ones too. That's what they said. Okay, we're going to go back in time, and because back in time, on this day in history, we're going to start from 1932. A radio comedy program, The Fred Allan Show, premieres. On this day in history, 1941, Walt Disney's animated film Dumbo was released. On this day in history, 1947, NAACP, that's the NAACP petition on racism and appeal on the world, presented to the UN. On this day in history, 1952, Charlie Chaplin's Limelight, starring himself and Clara Bloom, with an appearance by Buster Keaton, premieres in New York City. And it was not released in Los Angeles until 1972, winning Chaplin his only competitive Academy Award for original score. On this day in history, in 1953, WTRF TV, Channel 7, in Willington, Steubenville, West Virginia, CBS station, was broadcast for the very first time. On this day in history, in 1956, the first video recording on magnetic tape was televised coast to coast. Back in 1972, I'm Still in Love with You, the fifth studio album by Al Green, is released, made the Billboard Album of the Year back in 1973. And also in 1973, and let me make this perfectly clear, Richard Nixon agrees to turn over White House tape recordings to Judge John Sirica. Back in 1975, Elton John releases a star of the received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Back in 1978, China and Japan formally ends decades of dissension. Back in 1981, the U.S. national debt hits $1 trillion. Back in 1989, former Beatle George Harrison releases Best of Dark Horses, the 1976 to 89 album. Back in 1991, Clarence Thomas was sworn in as U.S. Supreme Court Justice. In 2001, Apple releases the iPod. In 2006, Irresponsible single released by Beyonce made the Soul Train Music Awards Best R&B Soul Single of 2007, and of course the Billboard Song of the Year that same year. In 2012, Skyfall, the 23rd James Bond film starring Daniel Craig and Javier Bardem, premieres in London. In 2015, Adele releases her single, Hello, becomes the first song with more than 1 million downloads in its first week. In the year 2020, Columbia Records released Bruce Springsteen's 20th studio album, A Letter to You, was recorded with the E Street Band. Johnny Carson was born on this day in 1925. He was born in Corning, Iowa. He died January 23rd, 2005. He was 79 from respiratory failure, and that arises from emphysema. Weird Al Yankovic was born on this day in 1959 in Downey, California. He's 66 today. In 1959, filmmaker and actor Sam Raimi was born in Royal Oak, Michigan. He's 66. Now, those of you who are not familiar with Sam Raimi he played in the series Xena Warrior Princess. He played the character of Joxter. Now, those of you who are Xena Warrior fans know about that. In 1969, neurosurgeon and medical reporter of CNN, Sanjay Gupta, was born in Novi, Michigan. He's 56 today. In 1918, actor Charlie Chaplin weds Mildred Harris. In 2010, singer Katy Perry weds actor-comedian Russell Brand in northern India. They got divorced in 2012. Singer Al Jolson died on this day in 1950 at the age of 64 years old. He was born in May of May 26, 1886. He was born in the Russian Empire, I should say. Baseball. Okay. Fashion designer Christian Dior died on this day in 1957. He was 52. He died from a heart attack. He was born January 21st, 1905 in Granville, March, France. In 1969, R&B singer and songwriter Tommy Edwards. Remember him? It's all in the game. Many a tears have to fall, but it's all in the game. He died from complications of cirrhosis of the liver at 47 years old. Country singer Maybelle Carter died on this day in 1978. She was 69 years old. She was born May 10th, 1909 in Nickelville, Virginia. In 1983, broadcaster journalist Jessica Savage drowns in a car accident. She was 36 years old. In 1983, actress Tamara Shane, who played Mama Yolson in the Al Jolson story, the Jolson story. A lot of you may not remember that, but she died of a heart attack at 80 years old. In 2013, sportscaster Bill Mazer dies at the age of 92. And so that's what's happening on this day in history. And those of you who may know something that's happening on this day in history that I didn't mention, and you happen to know it off the cuff, well, we invite you to tell us about it so we can pass it along. Now, we don't get everything, but we get most of the things. And please do that and feel free to do that for us. And those of you who are so shy enough not to join in the conversation, it's okay, because a lot of you guys are new, and a lot of you guys will say, hey, you know what? I just want to sit back and relax and just watch the show and make sense of it so I can get used to it. And then maybe I will indulge you in conversation. We look forward to that day. But in the meantime, just in case you don't, and you would like to get in touch with me, I have two sources to do that. I have an email address and a telephone number. So why don't I pass along the email address first? How about that? The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. Okay, there are a few ways to spell Allan, but this is the way we spell it here. If you want to make sure that your email gets to us, because one little character out of joint will screw up the whole thing. Allan. Prod is Prod. That's short for productions. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641 715 3900, extension 467134. That's 641 715 3900, extension 467134. Now, what we want you to do, you can open up and call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It never sleeps. Phone calls never sleep. Emails never sleep. And if you call, leave a message. And of course, we will return it, because if you take the time, your precious, valuable time, to get in touch with us, we want to return the love. Okay. And remember to keep all of the information I just gave you in your electronic devices, such as your computer, whether it's laptop or desktop or your tablet or even your telephone. Keep them in all of those devices. You know why? Because just in case one is not available, you always have to fall back on the other. And that's the wise thing to do. Keep all that information there. Keep it in your heart. Keep it in here. Keep it everywhere. All right. Now, if you're much younger than me, this still works for you. Not that this doesn't work, but yours probably work better than mine. Anyway, just keep all of the information there, and you don't have to contact for any particular reason. It could be for anything. Maybe you have a birthday coming up and you want us to announce it. Maybe you have a business you want to talk about that you want us to promote for you or help you promote. Or maybe there's some kind of thing that you heard on this show that you want to talk about or address. You can do that. We'll listen to you. Or maybe you have some kind of community event that you want to bring along to us. We would be glad to hear it, and we'd be glad to help you out with us. Stay proactive and keep that information. So let me give you that information once again, starting with the email. The email is frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. Telephone number once again is 641 715 3900, extension 467134. That's 641 715 3900, extension 467134. I'm going to wait here because I want to hear from you. You know, I mentioned last week on the show about the government shutdown. Now, the government shutdown lingers on. We're into the 23rd day of the government shutdown. You know, the last shutdown we had was 30 days. Okay, so we're fast approaching that mark, and things are still not rolling. Uh, and one of the things that I had mentioned last week that the shutdown will not affect, two of the things I mentioned was WIC. If you're on the program, if you're on the WIC program or if you're on the SNAP program, unfortunately, if you received a WIC or SNAP uh, check or whatever they send out to you, if you receive that, if that's what you're on, if you're on one of those programs, it may affect you for this upcoming month, the month of November. Okay. Uh, and I'm sorry that I mentioned it last night. It will not affect because that's the word I got. But this is the new information that I got that it could possibly affect your SNAP benefits and your WIC benefits if you're on them. Okay, so I'm sorry to bring that news to you, you know, because there are a lot of people on it and a lot of people who need it, and only because the government is shut down, which they don't want to do anything about, or unwilling to come to the table, pointing at each other's fingers. This is what we get. For you who are collecting Social Security, that didn't change at all. That's still something that's going to come your way each month. And I believe that at the beginning of the brand new year, January 1st, I think there's a raise in Social Security. That's the word I got. I'm going to have to find out more. I don't want to make that as a gospel, but that's the word I got. And I think that may be true. It may be true, but I'll check more into it. But if Social Security money is coming in, there's no change in your Medicare and your Medicaid. However, if you are going to apply for a new Medicare or Medicaid card, that's going to take a long time before that happens, possibly until this strike is over. Now, of course, this strike not only affects what I just told you, it also affects other government agencies. For instance, the airports, you know, they have a long line going on. The air traffic controllers are not coming in. And the ones who are coming in, there are very few of them, which means that they are delaying flights or canceling flights because of the lack of the people, lack of men and women on the jobs. And the ones, as I said, who are on the jobs now, they're not getting paid. They're working for nothing. And then you have the other ones who say, well, I'm not going to work for anything, so I am not going to work at all. And so that's what we have so far. 23 days into this strike, and no one has come to the table yet. And yet they're pointing fingers at each other. The Democrats are to blame, the Republicans are to blame. Hey, get together. Put your egos to the side. If you could risk that, put your egos to the side, get to the table. You know, there are so many things that America is lacking right now, and we lost a lot in America because this is not the America that I know. This is not the America that I was born and raised in. And right now, as I said, still no relief in sight for this shutdown. And so Pumpkinhead, instead of shutting down, instead of working on the shutdown, which should be a priority, which we know that he doesn't have a priority, except for building a ballroom, which is about 90,000, I think 90,000 square feet. A ballroom. Did you see they tore down the east wing of the White House? It was the saddest thing I ever seen in my life. Here's something that's a staple in American society. And they tore that down. It's completely torn down, and everything that was in it is gone too. And he wants to do it, and he wants to fix it up like it's Mar-a-Lago. That's telling me right now he has no intentions of wanting to get out of that White House, you know. But listen, time will come, time will tell. And the project, by the way, cost $250 million. It was $200 million at first. but now it's $250 million. And Pumpkinhead also wants to get paid $230 million for crimes that he committed that he was tried for, and he wants to get it all back. You know, I've never seen a person who occupied the White House and do exactly what he did. Now, if it were Joe Biden, if it were Barack Obama, guess what they will guess where they will be at this particular point if they tried anything like that. It's a lot of things going on. It's a lot of things going on, and people just have to understand that you still have to, if you have a voice, let it out there. Let it out there. The majority leader of the U.S. House of Representatives, Hakeem Jeffries, pray for him. They wanted to kill him. This creep by the name, I'll put his name out there. I'm going to put his name out there. Christopher P. Moynihan, who was one of Trump's, he was one of the guys that Trump pardoned in that insurrection at the Capitol building. He was one of the ones. And now he's going to come out and say, I'm going to kill Majority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. All right. Thank God they got him. Hey, well, Pumpkinhead, what is he going to do now? Is he going to pardon him again? There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on. So let's pray for leader Hakeem Jeffries for that. Okay, I've got a few movies that I want to tell you about right now. As a matter of fact, let me see. I'm going to go through them quick because I have 3, 4, 5. I have 6 of them right now, and I want to just run through them right now. Let's go back to 1959 for this one. Remember this one? You guys are my age, or maybe just a tiny bit younger. A movie called The Tingler from 1959. Vincent Price, Judith Evelyn, and Daryl Hickman. You can see that on Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 12:15 a.m. Eastern. That's Friday night, Saturday morning. I believe, yeah, Friday night, Saturday morning. And if you're not up that late, and if you still have your cable box, you could DVR it and watch it at your own convenience if you can't watch it in real time. Scanners from 1981, Michael Ironside, Stephen Lack, and Jennifer O'Neill. That's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 1:45 a.m. Eastern. I would imagine that's directly after The Tingler. Rosemary's Baby. I remember this back in 1968. Mia Farrow, John Cassavetes, and Ruth Gordon. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And then you have Village of the Dam from 1960, George Sanders, Barbara Shelley, and Martin Stevens. Turner Classic Movies, that's Saturday at 6:45 a.m. Eastern. And now you have Children of the Dam, this one from 1964, with Ian Hendry, Allan Bedell, and Barbara Ferris. Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 8:15 a.m. Eastern. And then one of my favorites, and I think maybe yours as well, 1960 Psycho with Anthony Perkins, Vera Miles, and John Gavin from Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Now go to Turner Classic Movies and look through the program guide because you may find other movies that are suitable for you that you may like that I didn't mention, only because these are my picks of the week. But I send you there each week because you may find others that may tickle your fancy and you want to watch too. You put it on your list as well. For those of you who are just hanging around the house for the entire weekend doing nothing and you want to catch up on some movies, well, I'm helping you out here with that. And don't forget, you also have a lot of good children's program. And you have those movies, those free movies, if you go on demand. They're free movies, and you have the pay-per-view movies, and you have documentaries, children's programs, sporting events. All of that is right there. And all of the networks, if you missed your favorite soap opera, you could guarantee you could watch it the following day, the day after it was broadcast. All right. So you never starve for any kind of visual entertainment. Let me give you these movies once again, just quickly as I can. The Tingler, Vincent Price, Judith Evelyn, Daryl Hickman, and that's Turner Classic Movies Saturday at 12:15 a.m. Eastern. Scanners with Michael Ironside, Stephen Lack, and Jennifer O'Neill. Turner Classic Movies, that's Saturday, 1:45 a.m. Rosemary's Baby with Mia Farrow, John Cassavetes, and Ruth Gordon. Turner Classic Movies Saturday at 9 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Village of the Dam from 1960, George Sanders, Barbara Shelley, and Martin Stevens, Turner Classic Movies, Saturday at 6:45 a.m. And you have Children of the Dam with Ian Hendry, Alan Bedell, and Barbara Ferris, Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 8:15 a.m. Eastern. And Psycho, Anthony Perkins and Vera Miles with John Gavin, Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Check out all of these movies. I hope you like them. That's going to wrap it up for me, ladies and gentlemen. I had a ball. I hope you had a ball watching us. We hope that you will be back with us tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. because I'm going to come back with the coffee hour. And hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed. Brian Kemp will be with us as well for sports update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. Other than that, come back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more of Talk Back Live, and we will be looking forward to seeing you at that time. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a wonderful morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you, and I'll see you soon.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allan. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.